What if I told you that a single song was all it took to turn an unknown artist into a nationwide star? In 1963, that happened not once, but 12 times. These artists conquered the Billboard charts, filled the airwaves on AM radio, and became the soundtrack of an entire generation. Yet the strange part is that after those moments in the spotlight, most of them never scored another major hit. More than 60 years have passed, and while many of the artists' names have faded from memory, their songs still bring smiles to millions the moment those first familiar notes begin. Today, let's rediscover 12 of the most unforgettable one-hit wonders of 1963. Number 12. Sally, Go Round the Roses by the Jaynettes. Few people realize that one of the most mysterious hits of 1963 featured the voices of more than 20 different singers. Sally, Go Round the Roses by the Jaynettes layered multiple vocal tracks together, creating an eerie, dreamlike atmosphere unlike anything else in pop music at the time. Released in 1963, the song quickly climbed to number 2 on the Billboard Hot 100 and intrigued listeners with its cryptic lyrics, which continue to inspire different interpretations even today. Its haunting sound helped it stand out among hundreds of hit songs from the era. Although the Jaynettes never enjoyed another major success, Sally, Go Round the Roses remains one of the most distinctive recordings of the early 1960s. Number 11. Easier Said Than Done by the Essex.
Tell me, go to him, run to him, say sweet lovely things to him and tell him.
No one could have predicted that a group of U.S. Army servicemen would produce one of the biggest hits of 1963. The Essex formed while the members were stationed in Japan, treating music simply as a passion outside of military life. Few imagined they would record a song that would reach number 1 on the Billboard Hot 100. With its cheerful melody, doo-wop-inspired harmonies, and the sweet vocals of Anita Humes, Easier Said Than Done quickly won over listeners across America. After that remarkable success, the Essex continued releasing singles, but none matched the impact of their breakthrough hit. Sometimes one unforgettable moment is all it takes to earn a permanent place in music history. Number 10. Washington Square by the Village Stompers. Can you believe that a completely instrumental song became one of America's biggest hits in 1963? That's exactly what Washington Square by the Village Stompers accomplished. Inspired by New York City's vibrant artist district, the song blended folk, jazz, and Dixieland influences into a sound that felt both fresh and nostalgic. After its release in 1963, it quickly climbed to number 2 on the Billboard Hot 100 and could be heard everywhere, from radio stations to the cafes where young people gathered. Without a single lyric, Washington Square captured the spirit of an America filled with optimism and a longing for freedom. Although the Village Stompers continued performing for years, they never recorded another hit that rivaled the legacy of this unforgettable instrumental. Number 9. Wipe Out by the Surfers. With just a few opening guitar notes, millions of Americans in 1963 knew that summer had officially arrived. That's the kind of magic Pipeline had. The Chantays created one of the most iconic surf rock songs of all time, using shimmering reverb guitar tones that echoed like the waves crashing along the California coast. Released in 1963, the song quickly reached the Billboard Hot 100 Top 5 and became a staple on radio stations and beaches everywhere. Without any lyrics at all, Pipeline perfectly captured the feeling of youth, freedom, and endless summer. The Chantays continued writing and touring for years afterward, but Pipeline remains the song that secured their place in rock history. Number 8. Pipeline by the Chantays. With only a few guitar notes, Pipeline transports listeners straight to the towering waves of the California coast. Released in 1963, the Chantays classic climbed into the Billboard Hot 100 Top 5 and became one of the defining surf rock instrumentals of all time. Its unforgettable sound came from echoing guitar melodies combined with signature reverb effects that made listeners feel as though they were riding giant ocean waves. Without lyrics, Pipeline still managed to tell a complete story about youth, summer, and freedom. The Chantays continued writing and performing, but no later song ever escaped the enormous shadow cast by Pipeline. If these songs are bringing back memories, let us know which one you loved hearing on your favorite radio station or jukebox. And be sure to stay with us, because the remaining songs have even more fascinating stories to tell. Number 7. Dominique by the Singing Nun, Sur Sourire. Few people would have imagined that a Belgian nun could top the American music charts. Dominique was written by Sur Sourire, better known as the Singing Nun, as a tribute to the life of Saint Dominic. Released in 1963, the song unexpectedly reached number 1 on the Billboard Hot 100 and became a worldwide phenomenon. Its simple melody, gentle acoustic guitar, and uplifting message won over even listeners who normally didn't listen to religious music. Although the Singing Nun released more songs afterward, she never repeated that extraordinary success. Dominique remains one of the most unique and unforgettable hits of 1963. Number 6. Louie Louie by the Kingsmen. Some songs become famous not only because of the music itself, but because of the stories surrounding them. Louie Louie by the Kingsmen is a perfect example. Released in 1963, the song peaked at number 2 on the Billboard Hot 100 but became a national sensation when rumors spread that its lyrics contained obscene content. The controversy grew so large that the FBI spent more than 2 years investigating the recording, only to conclude that the lyrics were simply too difficult to understand. Ironically, the controversy made Louie Louie even more famous. Although the Kingsmen released many more singles, none came close to matching the cultural impact of this legendary recording. Sometimes a legend is created by the very things no one can fully explain. Number 5. Rhythm of the Rain by the Cascades.
Listen to the rhythm of the falling rain.
Sometimes a gentle melody has the power to touch millions of hearts. Rhythm of the Rain by the Cascades was released early in 1963 and quickly climbed to number 3 on the Billboard Hot 100. One of the song's most memorable features is its opening sound effects of falling rain and rolling thunder, an innovative touch for its time that immediately draws listeners into its emotional world.
Along with her, she took my heart.
Combined with its tender melody and heartfelt story of longing after a breakup, Rhythm of the Rain became one of the most played love songs on AM radio throughout the 1960s. Although the Cascades never had another hit of the same magnitude, this timeless classic continues to bring back memories of rainy days and young love. Number 4. If You Wanna Be Happy by Jimmy Soul. Not every Billboard number 1 hit delivers a serious message. If You Wanna Be Happy by Jimmy Soul became famous because of its playful humor and unconventional lyrics. Released in 1963, the song quickly reached number 1 on the Billboard Hot 100 with its lively melody, inspired by a Caribbean folk tune.
Your friends say you have no taste. Go ahead and marry anyway.
Its tongue-in-cheek lyrics have made listeners laugh and debate their meaning for decades. That unique approach helped make it one of the most memorable hits of 1963. Jimmy Soul continued making music afterward, but no later recording ever matched the enormous success of If You Wanna Be Happy. Sometimes one clever idea is enough to create a timeless hit. Number 3, I Will Follow Him by Little Peggy March. It's hard to believe that the song which made Little Peggy March a star was recorded when she was only 15 years old. Released in 1963, I Will Follow Him quickly reached number 1 on the Billboard Hot 100, making Peggy March the youngest female artist ever to top the chart at that time. Interestingly, the song began life as an instrumental composed by 2 French composers before English lyrics were added. With its bright melody, infectious energy, and unforgettable chorus, it quickly became a favorite on radio stations throughout America. Although Little Peggy March continued recording and enjoyed success in Europe, she never had another American hit that matched the impact of I Will Follow Him. Number 2, Sukiyaki, BYQ. Sakamoto. Very few songs performed entirely in a foreign language have ever captured the hearts of American audiences, but Sukiyaki achieved the impossible. Released in 1963, Q Sakamoto's recording spent 3 consecutive weeks at number 1 on the Billboard Hot 100, becoming the first Japanese-language song, and one of only a handful of non-English songs ever, to top the American charts. Interestingly, the song's original title was Ue o Muite Aruko, meaning, I Look Up As I Walk, but the record label renamed it Sukiyaki for international release because it was considered easier for Western audiences to remember. With its gentle melody and deeply emotional vocal performance, the song transcended every language barrier. Although Q Sakamoto enjoyed a successful career in Japan, Sukiyaki remains his defining legacy to international audiences. Number 1, Deep Purple by Nino Tempo and April Stevens. Not every duet is expected to become a sensation, but Deep Purple wrote its own fairy tale. Released in 1963, the song quickly reached number 1 on the Billboard Hot 100 and earned siblings Nino Tempo and April Stevens the Grammy Award for Best Rock and Roll Performance. Interestingly, Deep Purple had originally been written in 1933, but the duo's modern arrangement and emotionally expressive vocal interplay gave the classic an entirely new life. Its romantic melody and elegant jazz pop style made the song a favorite on radio stations and in dance halls throughout 1963. Although the pair continued performing for many years afterward, they never created another hit with the same lasting impact. Sometimes one unforgettable song is all it takes to keep an artist's name alive for generations. These songs can still transport us back to our younger days in just a matter of minutes. That's the true power of music. These artists may have had only one major hit, but a single song was enough to become part of the memories of millions. Whether these songs once played from an AM radio, a diner jukebox, or during a summer road trip, they continue to live on through the years. Now it's your turn. Which of today's 12 songs brings back the strongest memories for you? Or is there another one-hit wonder from 1963 that you think we missed? Share your thoughts in the comments. We'd love to hear your stories. If you enjoy journeys back through music history like this one, don't forget to like, subscribe, and turn on notifications so you won't miss our upcoming videos. Thank you for joining us, and we'll see you next time for another trip down memory lane. Now, before we continue, we'd like to offer our heartfelt thanks to everyone who stayed with us until this point. If you're still here, it means the music of 1963 is bringing back some very special memories for you. We truly appreciate the time you've spent revisiting this remarkable chapter of music history with us, because your support is what inspires us to keep creating these journeys into the past. As a way of saying thank you, we'd like to share a few fascinating stories that many people don't know. When most people hear the phrase one-hit wonder, they picture artists who got lucky with one successful song before quickly fading from the spotlight. But after looking back at these 12 unforgettable hits from 1963, you've probably realized that the story is far more complicated than that. Every song on today's list represents a different side of American music in the early 1960s. There were energetic surf rock instrumentals like Pipeline, gentle ballads like Rhythm of the Rain, lighthearted hits like If You Want to Be Happy, and even an all-Japanese song like Sukiyaki, reaching #1 on the Billboard Hot 100. In a single year, American audiences embraced everything from pop, doo-wop, folk, jazz, and surf rock to instrumental recordings. That incredible variety is one reason 1963 remains one of the richest and most exciting years in popular music history. What's even more important is that most of these artists didn't disappear after their one big hit. They continued writing songs, recording albums, touring, and dedicating themselves to music for many years afterward. They simply never recorded another song that captured the entire nation's imagination the way their breakthrough hit did. That's why the label one-hit wonder doesn't always seem completely fair when you look at everything they accomplished. More than 60 years later, some of the artists' names may have faded with time, but their music certainly hasn't. All it takes is a few opening notes for millions of baby boomers to remember the AM radio in the family living room, high school dances, summer road trips, and the unforgettable years of their youth. That's the true measure of great music. It's not just about chart positions, it's about becoming part of the memories shared by generations. So now, let's continue by exploring a few lesser-known stories behind the unforgettable hits of 1963. Some of these facts may surprise you, and they'll help explain why these songs continue to be loved more than 60 years later.